Hey all, my name is Paul Borosky and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. And what I'd like to do today is introduce you all to my basic business plan template. This template, what it consists of, a Word document, and also it consists of an Excel file. And in the Excel file, it's got a foundation for you to be able to go in there, make some changes, and customize it for your business. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to kind of walk you all through how to purchase the basic business plan template, and also how to use the basic business plan template Word document, and how to use the basic business plan Excel financial model, how to customize it to make it yours, and how to make it fit your personal business, whether it be a startup or whether it be an existing business. Now, based on feedback from other clients and speaking with other individuals and investors and bankers and such, I've gotten some feedback from this template, and based on the feedback that I've received, I have found that this business plan template is an excellent starting point for business owners or potential business owners who want to share it with a landlord. If you're looking for some retail space, landlord, inevitably they're going to ask you for a business plan, and this is a great starting point to go ahead and utilize the structure for your personal business. It's also, based on feedback, it's also should be good for small business loans up to about $15,000 to $25,000. Usually the banks just want to go ahead and just skim through the business plan, make sure you're set, ready to go. You've got your I's dotted, your T's crossed, and they just want to check the box. This is an excellent starting point for that as well. And then finally, to share it with friends and family. I don't know who's tougher on a business owner, the bankers or friends and family, but this is an excellent starting point to use your business. This basic business plan template is an excellent starting point for you to go ahead and put your information in there, share it with your friends and family, get some feedback, and then go from there. All right, so with that said, let's mosey on through this little PowerPoint presentation that I've got concocted for you, and we should be ready to go. All right, so next is going to be purpose of the video, like I covered, this business plan. My objective here with this template is for you to have a usable business plan in 60 minutes. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't mean that if you're going to write, a 300-page book, you're going to be able to do it in 60 minutes. That's not the intent. The intent is I've got the structure there. If you just go in there, you put your information in there where you need to put your information, and I'll cover that and show it to you where it needs to be changed. If you go in there, you do that, you should be ready to go in less than 60 minutes. I'm not saying you're going to be able to score $1 million or $10 million loan on a template of this size and caliber. That's not what it's meant for. But like I said, landlords, small business loans, share with friends and family, excellent foundation for you to be able to do that. What's included in this template purchase is going to be a customizable Word document, and no, it cannot be used in a Google Drive. It's not compatible. And also, you're going to have a basic financial model that you can use and customize for your financial projections. Again, I'll show you how to do that in this video. And then finally, you have this how to use video for the basic business plan template. So this tutorial is your instruction guide, is your manual for how to use the template. Please understand that I would be delighted to write a business plan for you. I am a professional business plan writer, but I do not offer telephone consultations for the business plan template. What you see is what you get, and the tutorial is the extent that I do offer for services for help with it. So just keep that in mind. I've had people purchase the template, and then give me a call and say, "Hey, Paul, I want this, and this change," and I just politely say, "That's not part of the bargain. I've given you my part of the bargain. I provided the template, and you agreed to it." So just keep that in mind. All right, now, next step is going to be a little bit about me. Let me introduce myself. My name is, again, Paul Borosky, and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan. I am a professional business writer. I love writing business plans. However, not everybody can afford my services. I'm not free. So for people that do want to start a business but cannot afford my services, I do offer these templates that you can use at affordable prices, customized, and you've got something. And something for a business plan is better than nothing. But keep in mind, I am a professional business plan writer, If you get the template and you say, wow, oh my goodness, I still can't write the business plan, please don't hesitate to pick up the phone, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I would be delighted to write the business plan for you. Also, if you need further assistance beyond the tutorial for completing the template, I do sell books on Amazon for writing business plans. That is another source that you might be able to utilize. Go to Amazon.com, Google my name or type in my name, Paul Borosky, MBA, and up will pop some of the books that I've written for business plans. Please feel free to purchase one of those books, and that with the tutorial as well as the template, you should be in good hands. And finally, why am I qualified to be able to write these templates and sell these books and do all the things that I do for the business plans? It is because I am an adjunct professor for a local local college, as well as a subject matter expert for business and finance. So I do know my stuff. Finally, if you do need some help with the projections, you're still getting stumped with those, I do financial projections as well. All right, so enough with the infomercial. Let's go ahead and get this party started with explaining how to use my basic business plan template. So when you go ahead and purchase the basic business plan template, you are going to be able to download a Word document like this, and then a financial model like this. In this Word document, you're going to have some areas highlighted in yellow like this right here. This is a great place to put the title of your company, whatever it may be. Joe's Barbecue would go right here. And then the next page is going to be the table of contents. And the table of contents, this can be automatically updated. So you go through the business plan and you put all your information and all the good stuff. And now you went from 16 pages, which shows here, all up to 22 pages. Fantastic. Now you need to update the table of contents. And the way to do that is you're going to click on table of contents, and then you're going to click update table. Then you're going to click on update entire table and click OK. And when you do that, all this information will update for you. Next is going to be the executive summary. This is the area where you want to fill out last. For the executive summary, you want to put your company name here. Whatever type of company you're going to have, whether a limited liability corporation, a sole proprietor, corporation, whatever it may be, you're going to put it right here. Street, city, and state. If you don't know an address, then just put XYZ company will be a limited liability company located in Nashville, Tennessee, or wherever your company is going to be. Our business owners, put your names here, and then our company will sell. Just tell me what you're going to sell. Are you selling bicycles? Are you selling ice cream cones? Are you selling rainbows? Are you selling trolls? Whatever you're selling, make sure to list these items right here. And then finally is going to be the hours of operation. Your target market, you can copy and paste that from the business plan itself, and financial highlights and funding requests as well. We'll cover that in just a minute. All right, the next section is going to be the company description. This information right here is going to be identical to this right here. So you want your company summary here as well as right here. So I would fill out this information first. And so again, name, type of legal structure, city and state, your name for yourself, items sold, hours of operation, and then I would copy this information here and I'd paste it right here. So you're going to pull the information out of the business plan and you're going to paste it into the executive summary. The executive summary is summarizing your business plan. They need to be 100% aligned. Thus why I always copy and paste directly from my business plan into the executive summary, but I don't put as much information in there. All right, next is going to be your competitive advantages. So, what are you going to do differently than other competitors in your industry? Are you going to be selling your prices? Are your prices for your products going to be lower? Are you going to offer better service? Whatever it is, make sure you make your changes here for the competitive advantage. Products and services, this is where you're going to give me some information, or you're going to provide the reader for some information on what products and services you're going to sell. Are you selling hand towels? Are you selling iPhones? Are you selling headphones? Whatever you're selling, whatever your products are, whatever your services, you might be a mortgage broker. So what you're doing is you're selling mortgages. Whatever it is, make the list here and then provide some information on the topic. Primary target market, who is most likely to buy your if you're selling calculators, then your primary target market may be students in math classes. So whoever your primary target market is, you can put that information in here. This is, again, a general template. I'm using a square mile radius. This is great for restaurants. This is great for car washes. For a radius, also good for retail stores as well. Pricing strategy. What kind of pricing strategy are you going to be doing? Is your pricing going to be low best value, which means that based on the content and based on your service and based on all the wonderful things you're going to be providing in addition to your main service, it's an excellent value for the customers. It could be low cost strategy. It could be premium pricing. So you've got a few different types of strategies, but that's where you'd put that information here. Hours of operation is pretty straightforward. Is it Monday through Friday? Is it 7 days a week? And the times. Location, make sure to describe your location. If you've got an internet store, it's really not going to be that important. You still want to touch on it. You want to say that this could be a home office, but this is more for a retail segment. It might be 2,500 square feet. It might be 10,000 square feet. It might be 100 square feet. Whatever the square footage is, put it right here. And then use percentages when you're talking about your location. 25% of the location is going to be dedicated to a car wash. 50% of the area is going to be dedicated for, your car repairs. And then 10% will be allocated for a meeting area or for a customer service area. Whatever it is, however you're going to break it up, make sure you use percentages. It's a lot easier as compared to square footage, because then you're 25% and 50%. People can envision that a lot easier as compared to if you say 250 square feet for this and 300 square feet for that. You kind of lose them, where when you use percentages, it helps envision how the totality of the location is going to look. And then for rounding up the company segment is going to be the business objectives and timeline. Right here is going to be what are some of the business objectives and some timelines that you want to accomplish in the first 3 months. You want to go ahead and obtain funding. You want to lock down your purchase agreement, engage in some build-out activities, hire and train employees, open for business. So just talk about some of the ideas here in the business and objective timeline. And then next is going to be the industry analysis. This is a general template, so we need a little bit of flexibility here. Try to fill this in as best you can. See if you can get the revenues and the historical growth and the projected growth rates. And when you do, the way to change this information here is you're going to click on any one of the boxes. Then you're going to go right here. You got a little arrow here. You're going to click on that. And then you can change the titles, and you can also change the numbers as well. So that's how you would change this information here. You click on it, go back, S:, and then as you change it in here, these numbers right here are going to change. Same thing with this information right up here. I always go for an industry analysis as compared to a market analysis. When you do an industry analysis, you're going to be able to identify national trends. You're going to be able to show that you have a broad understanding in the industry. You're going to be able to find a lot more reliable information on your industry as compared to trying to do a market analysis of how many competitors are in the area, what are they selling, and what are their price points. I mean, that's a lot of information, and you really have a hard time even understanding that information. Maybe one company is on a main road, so they're going to be able to sell higher prices. Another company may be on a back road, but they have better service. You don't know why that information is changing, but when you do it in an industry analysis as a whole, then you're getting a broad overview, and you're going to have a better understanding of the breadth of the industry as compared just to the regional markets and its nuances. Next section is going to be your SWOT analysis, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. Same game for this one. If you want to change some of this information here, you're going to click on this little box. You're going to see that little arrow right there. You're going to click on that arrow. And then here, these are the pieces of information you want to change. This is right here is blank, and the reasons for it to be blank. It's a lot easier to read. So just leave that structure there, and just click on the words, and you can change this information here. You can change that around, add, subtract, multiply, and divide. But I wouldn't add information here, because once you do, it just gets all jumbled and convoluted, and you don't want that. So make sure you just keep that information, the boxes spaced out the way they are. Gives it a nice clean look and structure. Next is going to be your organization structure. Again, what kind of company is it going to be? Is it a limited liability corporation, sole proprietor, partnership, limited liability partnership? It goes on and on. So just make sure you identify the legal structure and then the job responsibilities. You got your CEO, you have a manager, and then job 1, job 2, and job 3, and so on. And just list it. If you're going to have a server, just put server here and list some of the responsibilities for the server. If you're going to have a cook, then list cook and list some of the job responsibilities of the cook. Next section is going to be your organizational chart. So for the organizational chart, you're going to want to click on the chart. Again, you're going to go to this little arrow here, and then you're going to go ahead and make your changes right here. You're going to have your CEO, you have your manager, and you have your employee 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we can just backspace out of that, and then we can just start, typing in the different job positions from that. We go to cook, we can go to servers, and so on. So we can make those changes, and then we'll have, once we're done with those, we'll have our organizational chart ready to go. Now, if we only have 3 employees, not 4, then what you'll do is you'll highlight it right there, backspace, and boom, you now have 3 employees, and the chart adjusts itself just like magic. All right, and next thing that we're going to have here is going to be the marketing. So how are you going to do your marketing? Are you going to do the traditional marketing, the internet marketing, the social media marketing? So there's a little bit of information you can go ahead and change and update. And you can also add information as well. So right here we've got the objective of the sign. So you might have a sign out front, so customers can see it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to either select products or services. And if it's products, then you're going to delete services. And then you're going to get rid of this highlighted yellow. You go to the home, and then you click on right here and type in no color. And there you go. Now the color is gone, and you're just free to add in more information, customize the marketing section as you see fit. The next section is going to be the funding request, and the funding request is to start operations. How much money in total do you need to get the party started? And so make sure you put the dollar amount here. Make sure you specifically state the dollar amount that's needed, including your equity investment, as well as any funding you're going to be getting. So make sure that's the total amount you're going to be using to start your business. Next is going to be identify your terms for the debt. If you take out a loan and it's going to be 10 years, make sure you give it a range, say 8 to 12 years. If it could be a 30 years, then say 20 to 30 years. You usually don't want to go higher than a 30-year mortgage or a 30-year loan. So just make sure you use a range right there. And then for the interest rates, also make sure you use a range. It shows flexibility. For the dollar amount for the funding request, you want to be specific, though. You don't want to be wishy-washy with the dollar amount. You can be wishy-washy with the term, be wishy-washy or give a range for the interest rates, but be specific for the dollar amount. The next is going to be your financial projections. So I've got some general financial projections in here right here for revenues and cost of goods and so on. What you're going to do is the next step up is I'm going to show you how to put together or how to use a financial model, and then how to replace this information here. So the way this is broken up is it's broken up for quarter 1, so month 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then quarter 1. Then we've got month 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, and 6, and quarter 2, 7, 8, and 9, quarter 3, and then 10, 11, and 12, and quarter 4. And then we have here is the income statement, the pro forma income statement for year 1 through year 5. When you use the financial model, which I'm going to go over next, when you make those changes, then you have to copy and paste the all of these charts from the Excel file into the Word document. So let me show you how to use the Excel file next. So here's our Excel file. So once you open this Excel file, what you're going to do is you've got 4 tabs. You've got your information page, you've got your profit and loss, you've got your income statement, and then you've got your projections, which is just a summary and some charts for you. So on this information page, this is your foundation. This is your headquarters. This is where you're going to be making all the changes. Specifically, you're going to be making the changes in the dark blue areas. These dark blue areas is what you want to change. You don't want to change any other information except in the dark blue. If you start adding more lines or you start changing information that's not in the dark blue, you very well could break the model And what you're going to wind up doing is, going back to scratch, downloading the file again, and you're going to be starting over at 100%. So make sure you don't do that. All right, so the way this is broken up, the first section right here is going to be your revenue generators for daily sales. So this right here says average customer ticket. So this is a great title, because if you're in a restaurant, you're going to have average customer tickets. If you're a convenience store owner, then you're going to have average customer tickets, because one person is going to come in and they might average a $30 order, a $40 order. If you sell mortgages, then your average customer ticket is going to be however much your average commission is for a mortgage that you write. So that's why I really like the term average customer ticket. You can change this title right here from average customer ticket to average customer sale, and you'll be fine. The next step right here is a percentage of sales. This is your variable cost, and we'll talk about that in a second. The next one is going to be how many items or how many customers are you going to serve a day? If you're going to serve 10 customers a day, you would change that to 10. And when you change that number to 10, anytime you change any of this information, your financial projections change. So I'm going to undo that and watch what happens to the net income. We're at a negative 111,000. I undo that 10 to 30, and now our net profit is 15,000. And that's going to be identical in the income statement, 115,000 for the net income. So anytime we change this information on this page, your profit and loss are going to update, your net income is going to update, and your projections are going to update. So for this example, we're going to go with 50 customers, and the average price per customer is going to be $100. So I'm going to change it to $50, and 50 customers, $100. And I'm also going to change my variable cost. My cost right here, which is the variable cost per person. So let's say we're selling bicycles and we sell $100 worth of bicycles. It might cost us $50. So you're not going to change this $50. You're going to change your variable cost here, and it's going to say you can change to 45%, and it'll change accordingly. But we're going to go with 50% variable cost. Once you change that, again, all your financials change. The next step right here is going to be operating days per week. So how many days out of the week are you going to be operating? If you're going to be doing 7 days a week, put 7. If you're going to be doing working 5 days a week, then put 5. And then this one right here is I would just leave this one go, because this right here, if you just need monthly sales, then you would change that to 1 and that to 1, and that would reflect the monthly sales. But for the most part, you want to keep it at 4.33, which represents a week. So however many days you're in operation, we're going to say we're in operation through 5. We work Monday through Friday. Once we change that again, our profits, revenues and profits change. Next is going to be our salary. How much are we going to pay ourselves? So we're going to give ourselves a raise. I got $2,500 in here, but we're going to make it $5,000. So we can just change that number right there for $5,000. And then again, what happens is our salary here changes to $5,000, and then we multiply 5,000 times 12. It's going to give us $60,000, and our net income changes as well. Next area is going to be our managers and employees. You can change the number. So if you're going to hire two managers, you're going to change that there. We're going to hire 6 employees. We're going to change that there. Rate is how much we're going to pay them. Let's say we're going to go ahead and give our manager a raise of $25. And then we're going to give our employees a raise to $16. Once we make those changes, again, all the revenues change. Monthly hours is 172. That's a 40-hour work week. If we're going to only have part-time employees, 20 hours, we're going to take that 172 and divide that by 2, would be 86. So we would then change the employees to 86, which means that they work 20 hours a week. Next is going to be our startup cost. We've got equity investment right here with $10,000, and then we've got a loan amount of $80,000. Let's say we're going to have a loan amount of $100,000. So we'll change that to $100,000, and what happens is the loan information populates right here. This is great, so don't change it. But then what we can do is we can change the interest rate. So let's say our interest rate is going to be 4%. We're going to do this for 30 years. Well, now all of our payments are going to be this payments calculated for us. And also, what's going to happen is our interest expense is automatically deducted as well. Now, if we need to change our revenues on a monthly basis, we're going to go to, this is the only thing you would change on any other page, is if you need to change your monthly sales revenue growth, which would be right here. I've got it set at 3% per month. For growth for the first year, if we wanted to change this to 2%, we would just change it right there and change it right there, and all of the numbers would change. So this is where we would do our sales growth. If we want to change the sales growth for the months, we would change it in this column right here, or this row right here. And then we zip back over here. So we talked about the revenue generator daily. We talked about the labor. Here's your startup costs, and we've got equipment. We've got our equity investment here. This is the money you're coming out of the pocket with. Loan amount, so much money you're borrowing. And then we've got initial build out and purchase. So if we're going to get a retail space, it might cost us $50,000 to go ahead and build it out. We would change that information here. Working capital is how much money do we need to come out of our pocket just to keep the lights on after day one. We put that information here. And then we can fill out the startup cost section right here. We can add equipment. We can add some more startup cost here. We can change around the inventory and the supplies and advertising here and change around the dollar amounts here. The only thing you cannot do is add additional lines. You start adding additional lines in here, you're going to break the model. Please make sure you don't do that. Next section is going to be the monthly cost. So we got monthly fixed costs. I'm saying that the rent's going to be $2,500. We're going to change that to $3,000. And then you've got your utilities, your office expenses, your insurance, legal, advertising, and then other. And then I add up all your monthly costs right there. All right, the next section is going to be your tax rate. If you think your tax rate is going to be a little bit higher than 20%, maybe 25%, you change your tax rate there. And then these are just growth rates that you can go ahead and change for year 2 and 3, year 4 and 5, growth rates for variable costs, and so on. So when you make these changes here, if you make these changes here, the next thing you have to do is you need to go to the profit and loss tab, and then you've got to go ahead and copy quarter 1, Control C. You then need to go over to the template, and we're going to go up to quarter 1, and we're going to get rid of this. So this shows $31,605, $18,289. We're going to get rid of that and Control V, and now we have our updated profit and loss for quarter 1. $107,000 revenues with $56,000 net income for year 1. We would do the same step for profit and loss for year 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. And that information is right here where we have, this is our quarter 1. Our quarter 2 is right next to it. Profit and loss, year 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and our quarter 4 is right here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the profit and loss income statement. Anytime we make changes to our profit and loss, the profit and loss model, we need to update in the business plan. So we're going to get rid of the old net income. We're going to go to income statement here. And then we're going to go ahead and Control Copy C. And then we're going to go back to our pro forma income statement, Control V. And now we have an updated pro forma income statement as well. Once we're done with this, we're going to go ahead and click the Save button. I'm not going to save it, but we're going to click the Save button. And so once we're done with that, we now have an updated business plan with all of our information. So if this is something that's going to be helpful for you, the way the structure, the way to go ahead and purchase it, it's pretty straightforward. There is a few steps, but it's like I said, it's pretty easy to follow. All right, so you decide to go ahead and purchase this basic business plan model. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to my website, qualitybusinessplan.com/business plan templates. You are then going to scroll down to where it says basic business plan templates. Basic business plan templates includes, and it's going to have a description of the basic business plan templates, and then it's going to have a little button underneath where it says click here to buy now. So you're going to click there and you're going to buy that now. Once you do that, you're going to be taken to my Quality Business Consultant website by Paul Borosky, and you're going to go ahead and have a choice to add the downloadable basic business plan template to your cart. So you're going to add it to your cart, and then you're going to go ahead and go through the payment process, make the payment, And then you're going to get this little form right here that says download template. It's going to have description, and then it's going to say thank you for your order, and it's going to say downloads right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to go, it's going to say product, it's going to say basic business plan template here, downloads remaining. You're going to say right here where it says download, it's this right here. You're going to click on this and you're going to get it downloaded. Also, every time that I get an order, the next morning, the very next morning, bar none, 365 days a week, I email out a copy of the business plan template. So if you bought the basic business plan template today, tomorrow morning, you're going to get an email from me, and in that email is going to be another copy of the template, just to make sure you didn't have any problems downloading it. I send it out the next morning. If you have a problem downloading it, please go ahead and send me an email. If I'm by my computer, I will immediately send you out another copy of the template. If I'm not, rest assured that I will respond to you the next morning, and I will be sending out that template. All right, so hopefully this information was helpful, and if this basic business plan template seems like it's going to be something that's going to be helpful for you, please pull the trigger and go ahead and purchase it, and best of luck. And as always, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up on YouTube, and have a fantastic day. Thank you.